Well, I just wanted to take a couple moments today and talk a little bit about our grocery budgets, because if you have any kind of financial plans or goals for 2019, keeping your grocery budget together is gonna be tricky, but it's totally worth it. That is where so many budgets can go haywire, and I'd hate to see yours do the same. So I thought that I would just take a little time today and talk about the top 3 things that Justin and I have learned over the years as we've gone from having no money, which is probably mostly where we learned all of this. But if you are cutting back at all, that's where it's gonna get hard. So I'm hopeful that my tricks that I've learned the hard way will help you out. So the first thing, my number one absolutely need to do thing is to make a list. Do not leave your house without first inventorying your cupboards, your refrigerator, your freezer, and making sure that you know what you have. There is no need to go to the store to buy something you already have in your freezer. So check it out. Of course, you can't really make a list if you haven't made a meal plan. So that's another big part of making a list. You have to have a meal plan. You have to know what your family is going to eat this week and which ingredients you don't have that you need to put on the list so that you can make your food at home and save yourself a lot of money by not having to go back to the store or by not having to eat out when you feel like you don't have enough food in your home. So make a list and a meal plan. That's all part of one thing to do. The second thing is, when I go to the grocery store with my list, which I always only put the things in my cart that are on my list, I try to leave one thing behind. So you've got this perfectly designed list, but there's gotta be one thing on it that could save you a couple dollars this week or month, however often you shop, and you might not even miss it. In fact, you probably won't even miss it in whatever meal plan you've got going on. So think about something that you can leave behind and save a couple dollars that way. Now, I have a little disclaimer on this, because if you leave it behind and your husband has to go back to the grocery store to get it, then you've probably lost money in cookie purchases, ice cream purchases, or whatever else it is that he likes to buy when he goes to the grocery store. So keep that in mind as you think about leaving one item off the list and saving a little money that way. My third thing, and actually this is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm gonna flip the camera a little so I can show you what I mean, but here, let's see if you can see. All right, so this is just it's just a receipt. It's obviously, I got a venti Americano, but on the back of it, so I dug this out of my purse and went grocery shopping. I have a $100 budget for groceries every week, which we don't stick with. Well, we never go above that for sure, but a lot of times we will go with less money if we are trying to cut back a lot more, or we know we have a lot of things in the freezer or fridge or whatever. So $100 was my grocery budget this week, and so I went ahead and for each item, I rounded up to the nearest dollar. So this item probably cost somewhere between $1 and $1.50, somewhere in that range, more than likely. But I just rounded it up to $2. And so each item I put in the cart, I rounded up to the next dollar up. Now, not only does this help me keep, and this is how I started, it really just helped me keep on track with knowing that when I only had $100 in my account, not just in my budget, that I didn't overdraft my account. So then it would get me, so I went this way for this time, and then I kind of moved over here, and then came back up here to finish out. So, I mean, in the end, the items in my cart would have left me $2 if they'd all cost this amount of money. Now, the cool thing about this, though, is that because I was rounding up, and I managed to get everything in my on my list within this amount, even rounding up. But if I hadn't, I would have started cutting things. I would have said, well, actually, maybe I don't need that bag of chips, and just left it behind. So the neat thing about this, though, is that my actual bill for this, when I got up to the cash register, was $86.52, which is amazing because we are working really hard this month to save money. And so I have $13.48 left over that I am now able to put towards one of my long-term goals, like paying off $23,000 worth of debt in 2019, or putting $10,000 in a savings account. So to me, that's super exciting. So this trick might work for you, and maybe you need to just round it up to the 50 cent mark, or something along those lines. But you can save a few dollars this way just by writing it down. Grab that last receipt you had out of your purse and start taking off the things. So, I'm really hopeful that this helps you out and that you are able to stick to your budget, your grocery budget especially, in the next few weeks. If you have any other questions, I would be so excited to answer them for you. So please leave them in the comments below or go ahead and message me personally and I will get back to you. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.